Welcome back. So, what I want everyone to understand is that we need not to just look at this in through one lens. You have to look at the full picture. And I've stated this in several videos in several different ways and several times that the attacks on the colored folk wasn't just for 2 to 3 years. This has been for hundreds, thousands of years. So it's not just pick up your bootstraps and you can just get over it. And the whole are rigged: housing, jobs, education, legal, all of that for the Caucasians. And the reason why so many people are mad is because this is the age of reveal, and people are uncomfortable by the truth. So many people are so uncomfortable when you speak the truth. And again, people say, oh, you're racist. I can't be racist per the definition for the thousandth time. Additionally, I'm not a colorist, what I consider a colorist. Um, I don't attack people because of a skin color. I don't attack anyone at all unless, you know, I'm defending myself. So these are the things that is understood. But this guy is not even from America or not even in America to say. And it's still the same things being said and explained in different countries. So let's just take a look.
You really need to stop this superiority complex nonsense about human rights. You think you are the only ones who respect human rights, or others it's about violating human rights. No, we've fought for human rights and freedoms of our people much better and more than anyone, including you people who keep talking about this nonsense. Where we have taken our country from and where it is now speaks for itself. The rest of the stories just comes from this complex. You know, these two worlds where there are people who know anything, everything about human rights and all kinds of things, and another world where people are just people who don't know. But these are our human rights. It's not, when we respect the things we respect in our countries, it's not for you, it's not for anybody else, it's for ourselves.
Is it not
So
a universal
you don't sit
right?
there, yes, it is universal, but you don't sit there. If it is universal and you believe it, then you don't become the judge yourself. You don't start telling the others what to do, what they should not to do, or that what they are doing is not to your satisfaction. Who are you?
Well, I'm not sure if we're talking about me personally.
Well, you are the one actually raising these questions. So I think you better interpret it properly so that it is well understood.
Okay.
I could see you are asking questions in a manner that you want to influence the ones listening to us. But that's not correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm raising it once again in the context of the United Nations Development Goals.
No, United Nations is us. You see,
course.
United Nations is not something alien somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's actually us. We participate
And the
in
framework
United
for this entire development
And by the
conversation.
way, I had been leading the Millennium Development Goals before Sustainable Development Goals. I was the co-chair of that with other leaders and some of the leaders in Europe. So you don't turn around, it's like you want...
So you believe that there should be scrutiny on human rights in Europe, in Africa,
No,
in
I
all
believe
countries?
that you shouldn't be there belittling Africans or leaders of Africa who are trying
Oh,
to
no,
do
but
their
the
best.
conversation about migration is a real conversation about human rights. So you believe that there are valid human rights concerns to be taken into account in this conversation?
Even in Europe, not in Africa.
Not in Africa.
In Europe. In Europe, not only in Africa.
Not, of course.
Yes. A judge somewhere in rural areas of France, one of the village judges somewhere, decides that he's going to indict leaders in Rwanda and talks about all kinds of things that happened in Rwanda and, you know, blames Rwandans for... At the same time, there is a bad history between us where actually during the genocide, there are many things that happened that involved some people from France. So now, instead of actually Rwanda having a case against France, a judge in France indicts leaders of a country, military leaders, political leaders, a whole list of about close to 20. And they want to indict them to France to be tried for things that they say they did, which are also completely fabricated. But because of that bad history we have had, they wanted to do that. And we said, this is not possible. We said, if you are doing that, and they called it universal jurisdiction that give the powers.
So basically, what he's referring to is the same thing that we're all referring to at this point in time. The Caucasians believing that they have some type of superiority or control over the world, over every race, over everyone, because they are the minority. They have always been the minority. They will always be the minority. That is the reason why they give their lives up to for these institutions, because without institutions, they would have nothing. As far as control or as far as dominancy, they know how wealthy and how we run our businesses. Who is the most richest man ever to grace the earth? Exactly. So I'm going to leave the link to this video in the description. I ask that you go and watch just a little bit more in depth. But yeah, these are just, like I said, just more examples, just reinforcing what it is that I'm saying and doing. So thank you guys for watching. Until next time.